we're live. What's going on YouTube? Steve JMO. It's just about 6 p.m. It is the 1st of November finally, 2019, and honestly, I can't believe that it's fucking 6 o'clock already. I've had the goddamnest day at work today. Freaking. I say yesterday I had a cooler go down. That was fun. It was a freezer, so we had to move everything into the freezer that's a quarter of the size of our freezer downstairs. That was great. So the guy's fixing that today, and out of nowhere, my little, hand-in fridge where I get all onions, peppers, and bullshit, that just decides to shit the bed middle of the day, so that was good. But it was a good thing he was there, so he fixed that. 2 birds, 1 stone. Just a big headache, and the day has flown by. And I got 3 notebooks over here, so we're just gonna go with it. So I was just number crunching last night on my laptop after I was gonna come back on, but I was all fired up yesterday. I didn't want to. I don't know. I didn't want to get a flag or something, or whatever these people like to do. But we're gonna talk about NASA today. How it's just like the biggest hoax machine, and that's Coin, by the way. If you guys haven't heard of this YouTube channel called JT Reverse Brainwash. It's my buddy's dad, actually, the kid who woke me up to Flat Earth. This dude's been on YouTube about 8 years or so, and he's got a really good NASA video called the NASA Hoax Machine. Actually, you know what? I'm actually gonna bring that up real quick. I might just throw it in the chat or in the description real quick, because actually I don't even know if this video is still on YouTube. That's the crazy thing about it. Go NASA Hoax Machine. If it doesn't pop up right away, of course it wouldn't, because YouTube is just out here censoring. That was usually the first video. Oh, there it is, right there. JT Reverse Brainwash.
This is the Nest Hub from Google.
Oh my god. I hate ads, people. I really do. But this is gonna freaking piss me off, because I really don't even know what I just touched. So, okay. This is his playlist here. I want to see if I can find the video, his video. So I'm saying private video. This asshole probably changed it to private video. No, it's right there. The NASA Hoax Machine. Yep, 70,000 views. We gotta get my man up here. So, if people want to give him a like, share, subscribe, that'd be great. It's just my buddy's dad. And this video is old, dude. This is July 13th, 2015. Wow, I haven't thumbed it up. What the fuck's wrong with me? This is old stuff. And there is just so many golden points in this stuff. Like, we can go through a couple of them. Like, this is so old, it's got boiling clips in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, this stuff is old but gold. And it's just 1 hour of literally just breaking down NASA, showing all of their hoaxes. Like, let's watch. I know he ain't going to be pissed if I share this, so that's my boy. I can go down the street and give him a noogie right now. So, this right here, this is the interview that Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin, and whatever the hell the other guy's name is, first man on the moon. Look at his face, bro. If you were the first man on the moon, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let's look at this face. And let's look at Drew Brees, Super Bowl champion picture. Look at that, This guy just won the fakest shit of all time, the Super Bowl. Happy, proud, American, all that dumb shit, You look at this asshole's face. He looked like he just buried his dog out back or something. You gotta be serious. So there's something wrong with that if, the 3 men are all looking distraught, like something's wrong, but they just came back from America's greatest mission to the moon. the first people to land on the moon, supposedly, but through years of research, we figured out that these three men are all Freemasons. They're lying to us. They're paid liars, and they couldn't even swear on a Bible that they went to the moon. So, for what that's worth, that says a lot to me about what they're really doing. They did not go to the moon. These men never left the atmosphere. Never mind Earth. You can't even land on the moon, bro. The moon's like some sort of light anomaly in the sky or something. Like, I can't tell you what the moon is. Oh, what'd I just do? Alright. So, I'm going to keep this video up for the duration of this, and we're just going to pop back and forth between it and some of my notes. But, so, Flat Earth, like, that's a crazy concept, because you're like, why would you like hide the shape of the earth, And there's, after years of looking at it, my videos go back to I think 2015, 2016. So I've been on this topic for about 4 years now. I've known about it for about 5 or almost 6, but it takes a lot to like get all this information, process it, look at it, look deeper, research, and then like go on a computer and talk about it, because like, people who watch this, like people like Brian, Richie and all of them, the backlash they get, Globebusters, they must get the craziest stuff. Like, their name's the Globebusters, like there's so many Globe trolls that are probably just like, that probably watch their live stream and just like troll the chats. Like, it's ridiculous. I used to watch them every Sunday, but I've just been busy. Like, honest to God, guys, like, you guys are the best. Like, some of your original videos are the best. Like, I'll go back and watch some like 2016 like 4-hour vids where it's just like Jarenism and Bob only just going back and forth. Or, oh man, what was that other guy? Not Flat Earth Asshole. I know you guys never messed with him, but that John guy, that dude was pretty cool. You guys used to have some good conversations with him. And then Jaren's wife, all that stuff. But yeah, you guys are good people. I don't think I'm like giving you the cold shoulder. I just been busy, man. And then I don't know. I get back on YouTube and it's hard to even, watch other people's videos, because I'm over here, making videos, writing 15 pages of notes in a night, looking at notes that I wrote. And, I date all my notes. I got 11/16 over here. I got 10/15 over there. So, and that's the year I wrote these notes down. So, this one I wrote yesterday, but it's all good. So why would they lie about the shape of the earth? It's a crazy thing to think about, because we were taught at such a young age that the earth is a ball, space is real, NASA sends rockets to outer space, there's people in space living, the ISS, Hubble, this, that, and the other thing. We're all taught that at such a small age that when someone brings up the idea of the earth being flat, you can't understand it, you can't resonate with it, because you've been fed lies your whole life. So, but once you make the jump from realizing you're not on a spinning ball, and realizing that NASA is fake, why would they lie about all this stuff? Like, why would they lie about the shape of the earth? And a lot of people don't even think about that. They're just too focused in on the gravity formula, or disproving Neil deGrasse, like, why would they lie about the shape of the earth? There's many reasons to lie about where we live on, because it's part of the agenda. If you convince the entire world that we came from a bang or an explosion, and this is the first explosion in recorded history that has created matter rather than destroy it, because you put some TNT and a fire together, boom, everything's destroyed. Nothing is created from that. There's no life. There's no this. You do the same thing with uranium, plutonium, all this stuff that just explodes into fire and nothing. Yet we have the first explosion in history that creates everything to an ever-expanding vast universe that is still moving out this way, yet the stars are the same in the sky as they were 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 10,000 years ago. You know what I'm saying? So, something's wrong there. And speaking of 10,000 years ago, basically from the year 10,000 to I know there were some notions back in the 1300s, but the globe lie didn't really take off until early 1400s, and it was pretty much established by the year 1500 because Christopher Columbus sailed around the world, which is ridiculous because he didn't, but I don't even want to get off track on that. So what happened? So from creation until the year 1500, it's flat. Everyone looks with their eyes. They use their senses. They could see that we're not spinning. We're in the center. Everything is revolving around us. And then here come the 14 and 1500s that are just going to rewrite history forever. Because some asshole named Copernicus invented a theory to make a notion that the Earth is a ball in space rather than a flat, whatever they thought it was, a disc back then, or whatever it is, or whatever it was. That's what they thought it was. And now Copernicus comes around to make a notion that the Earth is a globe. You know why he had to? He was paid by the Vatican to make this notion because sailors were refusing to go out at sea because they were afraid they're going to fall off the edge of the Earth. So the Vatican was losing money. The Jesuits were losing money. You know what I'm saying? They can't let that happen, so they pay whoever the top scientist is in the world at the time to make a theory that the Earth is a ball, and then life goes on. Money makes the world go round is what I'm trying to get at, It's ridiculous. Even back then, money. And we're going to get into, I got a notebook over here with some NASA figures that I'm sure most of you already know, but I'm just going to go over those again later. But what I was saying about, Copernicus getting paid by the Vatican to make a notion that the Earth is a ball because sailors were afraid we're going to fall off the Earth. Because if the Earth is flat, there's an edge, you sail off, you die. That was their thought back then, simple-minded people. I'm not saying, we probably would have thought the same if it was, if it was back then. So, what the hell does that say? See, I can't even read my own handwriting. That's the shitty part about my notes, especially in 2015. Probably just wired up off a Monster or something. Just, but we don't really drink that stuff anymore. I got a zero caffeine Diet Coke. Say what you want, but it ain't a beer, so. Is what it is. I got nothing against, people who drink. It's just I've had some troubles with that shit in my past, and honestly, a lot of my breaks on YouTube were due to drinking, partying, boozing, drugs, is what it is. I'm only 24 years old, and I guarantee a lot of people who are older listening to this now, back in your 20s, you probably weren't the greatest Christians in the world. So it is what it is. But that last note literally said what I just said about it's all about money. So what do we got here? So through math and astronomy, you guys, Copernicus figured out we lived on a globe, even though the stars all revolve around Polaris, which has changed, but I'm not going to get into all that. So Polaris is the center of the sky, the North Star. Everything revolves around that. In the North Star, you can literally, the further you travel to the north, the brighter it gets, the more local it gets. So that's most likely at the center of our flat Earth at the North Pole, and all the constellations just go around that. Brian Staley had some good stuff on that. I was listening to him and Russian Vids had a awesome live stream a couple months ago, and talking about how he thinks that the sun and the moon were put there so that we would be looking at that when the real answer is at Polaris. And what do you know? There's a Mandela effect concerning Polaris. So all the flat earthers out here who, I'm just saying for the record, back in the day before this Mandela shift happened, like Polaris was non-moving and everything revolved around it, but now Polaris makes like the tiniest little circle. So I don't know what you got to say about that, but it is what it is. And I had some a-hole. He was like, "Oh, I unsubscribed to you and flagged you when you started talking about the Mandela effect." Why is there this difference between the communities? We're all looking for the truth. It's not like they're both like disinformation campaigns. Granted, there are disinformation agents within both of the communities, but it's easy to see who is who. And it's easy to see who's trying to get your money, I don't want $1 from you. I make enough money cooking, like I don't need YouTube money. I don't even know how to get YouTube money. So like I'm probably the only 24-year-old who has no idea how to use a laptop. Like pretty much just got lucky. I learned how to get Google Hangouts, and I don't even know what this is. The OBS live stream. Like, not the most technically sound kid, never have, never will be, never found a need to be, Like, if you just go out and just live, like, you don't need technology, you don't need money, you don't need flags, borders, racism, all this other shit. Like, it's ridiculous. But let's get back to some flat earth stuff, and, why are they hiding it? It's ridiculous. Like, why wouldn't they hide it, Because, I think we're going to get into that in the next page. Yeah. Am I? 1950s. Yep. So okay. So let's go back in the 1500s. Say it's like, 1524. I'm just some farmer out in Spain, and I'm reading all these Copernicus books about how the Earth is a globe, how it's not flat anymore, even though all my grandparents at the time knew it was flat, said it was flat, treated everything like it was flat. Now it's a ball and we're spinning all of a sudden. So what visual proof did they have back then? You know what I'm saying? Like you can go, there's pictures like at the top of Mount Everest. What's that, like 20, 30,000 feet in the air or something? Whatever. 15. I have no idea how tall it is, but it's flat horizon, bro. See, that was terrible. There we go. Flat horizon as far as you could see. It's ridiculous. But, and some people could say, like, oh, they had balloons and they sent them up. Well, hot air weather balloons weren't invented until the mid-1750s. And even then, what kind of camera are you going to put on there? You know what I'm saying? So there's no way to even prove that the Earth isn't what it was taught prior from 10,000 BC approximately until 1500s, when all these notions about the Earth being a globe start coming around and being funded through the Vatican, which is another red flag, which is something that people should have, picked up on back in the day, but you just really can't. And there's so many issues with all that. So, like, how can we base a whole curriculum around a theory that can't be physically nor visually proved, but only proved through mathematics? And even with the math, the globe runs into many problems, because how can I see? There's this place in New Jersey. It's called Washington's Rock. One way you look, Philadelphia skyline. The other way you look, Manhattan skyline. And I don't have the numbers on here. I believe it's probably like 50 to 100 miles to each of them. and I wish I freaking wrote this down, but whatever the distance is between Washington's Rock and Philadelphia this way, and New York that way, there should be like 100 feet of curvature that you shouldn't even be able to see the buildings. If anything, maybe the tops of the buildings, but there's 100 feet of curvature that isn't even accounted for. And you know what? Let me go over here real quick. There's that awesomeness I'm talking about. Washington's Rock. Come on. Get out of here. Don't be sending me updates and shit, Google. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you got Washington's Rock. So... Oh, actually, I wanted maps. So, Washington's Rock. So we can see where that is. Not too far from Long Island, Manhattan, but decently. Yeah, because I was saying it's probably like 50 miles to Manhattan, and it was about 100 miles to 175 miles or so to Philadelphia. And, you know, there's so much. You can see both skylines. Let me go back a page real quick. Washington's Rock, Philly skyline. Let's see if it pops up. That looks like that's the Manhattan skyline. I just know for a fact there was a video back in the day, but obviously YouTube censorship makes it hard to find anything, and I was trying really hard to find it earlier, and I really couldn't find it. This dude was at Washington's Rock with a P900 and literally zoomed in on downtown Philadelphia. It was a little shady because that was further away, but then literally zoomed in on cars downtown Manhattan pretty much. It was ridiculous. And even at 50 miles, you know, you do 8 inches per mile squared, you're going to get a good couple feet of curvature. You shouldn't be able to see right to the shoreline. It's ridiculous. Oh my God. Oh, what's going on, Cold Steel? Yes, this is live. I don't know how to do that Premiere stuff, so you ain't got to worry about me not being live if I'm on here. Yeah, we'll turn the camera back on. Having a good old time tonight. Fucking vapes still banned in this state. It's ridiculous. Gotta go to Connecticut to get vapes. It's so crazy. And the only reason they're banned is because you have assholes making fake cartridges and fake vape pens and selling them as real ones. Like, you're just as bad as heroin dealers in my eyes. Like, go fuck yourself. That's just how I feel about it. It's so crazy. So, yeah, with the 8 inches per mile squared, you still can't even trust the math to prove a globe. Because if you work that out, if you do the whole globe on 8 inches per mile squared, it literally works out to like 200,000 miles of curvature. And we all know the Earth isn't 200,000 miles around. According to their spinning ball theory, I think it's about 25,000 miles, something like that. I used to know all this stuff off the back of my hand. Like I said, I was just, you know, I got off YouTube for a little while. Then it was just I come back with 9/11 videos, and no one really like messed around with that. I had a couple good chemtrail videos, and then I just got lost in reality again, man. And freaking, then I started doing videos from my car because my laptop wasn't working, and then I don't know, just more reality, just work, life, all this other stuff. I've always been watching videos on the side, always listen to a Max Egan podcast or a Richie from Boston or something like that. Because I used to work at this factory in East Long Meadow. It's a saw making factory. And there wasn't a lot of downtime, but it was just, something to listen to while you're making saws for 12 hours a night. It was ridiculous there. Mandatory 5-day work week, 6-day at one point, 5 a.m. Oh, no, 5. I was 5 p.m. to 5 a.m. There's 2 shifts, and there was 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. So it was just 2 cycles of a-holes working. I had to get out of there too, because every other week I was sick because there was dust, asbestos, mold growing all over that place. But they somehow get the pass along. Makes no sense. And they told us that all our jobs were going to be replaced by an autonomic robot within the next 5 to 10 years. So I used all my vacation time and got out of there as quick as possible. So, actually, you know what? Let me do this real quick because that just popped up. We already went over what I was about to say. So you got the Helio. Centric model. So we all know this is the heliocentric model, where the sun is in the middle, everything revolves around that. And actually, it's a good little chart right there. You got geocentric, which we are right here, and heliocentric, which we are not, because geocentric means we are the center of everything. We're not moving. Everything revolves around us. And this doesn't give it justice, but everything is local. All the lights, the stars, the suns, the sun, the moon, all this stuff in the sky, it's all local. It's not far away. If I was to give it an estimate, I'd say probably like 10, 20 miles in the sky all this stuff is. But, theory, just saying. I'm not saying I know everything, but yeah. So you look at this and look at the word helio. Helio. What does that remind you of? Wow. The sun god, Helio. The Titan in Greek mythology, Helios. See what I'm saying? Helios. The sun god. Heliocentric. What they want us to believe. Worshipping a sun god. What they want us to believe. Sun worshippers. Pagan worshippers. Satanic worshippers. This dude is also Statue of Liberty for anyone who wants to care about that. Also, the goddess called Isis, but who am I? Who am I to know all this stuff? Just a 24-year-old cook, Heliocentric? Helios. Sun god. So they want you to think that Helios, the sun god, is the center. They want you to think that that's the center. In essence, they want you to worship him by giving him your attention. See what I'm saying? And you know how they love the threes and numbers and stuff like that. So it's no coincidence that the Earth is 1, 2, 3 planets away from the sun. They love that number 3. They need it. 3 marks the beast. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous, dude. So ridiculous. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Cold Steel Truth. Appreciate it. Appreciate it big time. Alright. Where the hell did that notebook go? Alright. So yeah. So if you've been pushing... Oh, actually, I skipped that whole part, god damn it. So let's see this part here. Let's get back to my camera. Just want to hit on that heliocentric shit real quick because I think that's crazy. So, they're pushing the heliocentric model. Earth is a globe from pretty much, let's just call it 1500 up until, present day. Pretty much. But so 1950s come around. We finally get jet-propelled rockets that can go high enough to give us, an idea of what we live on. And, some of the first rockets that went up, they went up about 100,000 feet. And they should have shown us some curvature, but they didn't. And the first scientist to, I think he was a German scientist, he got launched up in what was it? I think it was a hot air balloon, about 70,000, 60,000 feet up. He said it looked like a flat disc. So, what I'm saying? You guys get all these rockets. NASA comes around. You're firing all these rockets up. They have cameras on them trying to map out this place. Got Operation Fishbowl, which were just, megaton rockets getting fired up in the Nevada desert for no reason. They're just mapping it out. They're trying to see how high it is, because you know what happened? They found out their heliocentric model was a lie. So if you've been pushing this lie for give or take what's that, like 500 years or so? What are you going to do? You're going to just, not even mention it and let people keep worshiping this paganistic scientism religion that you guys got going on? Or are you going to tell them? You're going to tell the people that we're wrong. You're at the center of the universe. The earth is flat. It's stationary. The sun, the moon, the stars, it all revolves around you. There's a creator. No, they can't do that because that's against their agenda. They're all they're just anti-God. They're all like fucking anti-Christ. You know what I'm saying? It's like one whole group of people are the anti-Christ. I'm not saying that's what the Bible is talking about, but if you want to understand this whole like anti-God like agenda, they're all in it. NASA, Jesuits, Zionists, Freemasons, they're all in it because they can't let you know that God created you and that you were put here for a reason. You weren't a mistake. They want you to think that the Big Bang, evolution, science, all this shit is real, and all that shit makes you insignificant. But in reality, it's much different than that. Like, I have a conscience, I have a soul, I have spiritual energy. You have that as well. But if the earth is a globe and we're a mistake from science, you don't have any of that. Or even if you have the people that are pushing simulation theory because of Mandela effect, you don't have that either. But you do, because Mandela effect proves a spiritual awakening. That's just my opinion. Some people share that, some people don't. It is what it is. Like I said, I had some loser unsubscribe yesterday because I started talking about Mandela effect. It's ridiculous. So freaking ridiculous. But, you know what? Give me like 1 second and I'll be right back. Alright, sorry about that. Just had to go get another soda real quick. It's running low, but we are back, and just got this. I was actually, I don't know if it was a video I mirrored yesterday, or if it was just another, sorry about that, or if it was just another video that I was just watching of my own a while ago. Yeah, it's just a bunch of it's just a bunch of stuff about space not being real, and just stuff that NASA claims that you could see, which is impossible. Impossible. Because, all right, so if the Earth is flat, you gotta. How can I word this? So, we know that the Earth is flat, and you have the people that don't know the Earth is flat. They still think it's a globe. And something I get asked a lot is, why can't I see for, hundreds of miles? And, if I'm at the top of, Mount Tom in Western Mass is pretty high. Like, if I'm at the top of that, why can't I see the skyline of New York? Why can't I see across the ocean, or stupid shit like that? But from the top of that, you can see Hartford, which is like 40 miles away, which shouldn't be possible. From Goat Rock in Hamden, which is like fucking 200 feet in the air, you could see the skyline of freaking Hartford in Connecticut. It's ridiculous. So if you're gonna sit here and say the Earth isn't flat because I go to the highest point and I can't see across the ocean, or I can't see to Boston from Springfield, well, there's also some things that you can't see. You know what I'm saying? If the stars are, let's see here. The closest star is 4.24 light years away. A light year is 5.879 miles times 10 to the 12th power. And that would work out to about, hold on, million, billion. So that'd be 2,492,696,000 blah 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 miles. Very far. Oh, trillion. 2,492,696,000,000 miles. That's how that works out. And you love how they have all the 6 9 2 9s, all that stuff in there. It's ridiculous. Yeah, 2 and 4 off grip gives you 6. 9 and 2 gives you 11. 9 and 11. 6 9 6 9. It's ridiculous. They have all these freaking crazy numbers in there just to please their maker and shit like that. So if you think that you could see a light that's a fucking that's supposedly a star or a galaxy or something like that, that's however trillion miles away, you got something wrong with you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I go out at night and I can't even see the end of my street. So you're going to come at me and tell me the Earth isn't flat because you go to the highest point in your neighborhood and you can't see across the ocean? Or you can't see the nearest major city, which is 50 to whatever miles it is away from here. I think Boston's about 74 miles away. But you can see Hartford. You can see Hartford, which is 40 miles away. This should be dipped. You shouldn't be able to see the skyline. If anything, you should be able to see maybe the antennas on the buildings. If anything. But no. It's ridiculous. Because they got these people brainwashed so hard that they'll believe anything that goes on, NASA.gov or CNN, MSNBC, Fox News. All these fucking losers, dude. And they think they can see a star. The closest star is 2 or 24, whatever that is, trillion miles away. I can't even calculate all those numbers in my head to get them out to sound right. So it is what it is there. So if you really think you could fucking see the nearest star that is that far away, you're lying to yourself, bro. You got to wake up and smell the fucking fresh air. Go for a walk. Observe your surroundings. Do you feel like you're going 10,000 miles around? Hell no. If that was the case, the windstorm last night would have knocked my goddamn house over. But no. That was like 50 to 60 mile an hour winds. Imagine if you felt the winds of 1,000 and then 10,000 and then 67,000 miles an hour going around the galaxy. Ridiculous stuff. You think you see that shit? It's crazy. Perspective does not work like that. Use your eyes for what you can use your eyes for. Seeing the flat level horizon no matter how high you go. Go in an airplane. Go climb a mountain. It's flat as far as the eye can see. It's freaking ridiculous. So, like, how, exactly, another thing here, how do you know that these stars are trillions of miles away? Have you been up there? Have you been in the NASA probe? And another thing, the NASA probe, they have one that's out past Pluto sending us 4K pictures that was sent up in 1977. Do you see something wrong with that? Like, there was like 2 megapixel cameras in 1977. They're giving you these 4K images, these spooky Halloween images that... Check out Brian Staveley and Karen B. They did a nasty live stream last night, and they were just tearing up NASA. It was fucking the greatest thing to listen to. I fell asleep listening to it. That's probably why I woke up all fired up today, but you guys are the fucking shit. So, yeah, exactly. How do you even know that that they're that far? Because they're not, bro. They're like I said, they're local. They're probably 30 miles away max, dead max. And they're spiritual beings. They're not just lights in the sky. You can get I may sound crazy saying this, but you can literally get a connection to a star just by looking at it, because you know what they're doing? They're looking at you. They're looking at you. And if you read the Bible, it tells you exactly what the stars are. And some of them are good, and some of them aren't so good. The ones that are blinking profusely, moving around the sky, those are the ones that, those are the fallen watchers, I believe. Richie from Boston covered that a couple good times. And if you had a Nikon P900, unlike myself, you can go and, check out what I'm talking about. Go look at, like, the constellation, like, specifically, and look at all those stars and how they shine bright, they're beautiful. Then you have these other stars that are blinking red, blue, green, this, that, and the other thing. It's ridiculous. So, let's see if there's anything else on here yeah. And another thing, space has zero gravity. You know what I'm saying? It's ridiculous. And someone told me, they're like, space doesn't have zero gravity. I'm like, so why do they have these zero gravity planes that simulate space that they put astronauts in to get them ready for space? Space. You know what I'm saying? That's the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. There's no gravity in space, and then people are going to say, nah, man, there's actually, there is some whatever it may be, So, let's say, the rocket goes up into space. What's exactly going to happen to that rocket? Let's say you want to go out. Let's say you got the sun over here. We're in the middle, and you want to go this way. If the sun's gravitational thing is pulling us this way with it ever so slowly, or however, at like 67,000 miles per hour that we can't feel, and let's say we want to go explore Jupiter or something that's that way, the jet propelling of the rocket would never break that gravitational force, and it would just get pulled with it, if not closer, and just end up being sucked into it. It's ridiculous. So jet propulsions in a zero gravity vacuum don't work. There's plenty of people who've done videos upon that. Oh shit, what'd I just do? Don't tell me I lost it. Oh no, we're good. So, that's so crazy. Oh, we got some more people in the chat. What's going on, Carla? How you doing? Oh, we got this loser in here. Jesus Christ. But yeah, Carla, you're the shit. Let me, there we go. I'm all over the place right now. That's okay. So, if you're just jumping in, I've been talking about how, I wasn't even on here. So, yeah, I was just been talking about how, why they would lie to us about the shape of the earth. And money's a big one. I'm going to get more into that in a little bit. Don't let me forget about that. And you got 2, they got to hide God because their agenda is anti-God. They want you to disconnect from life in a spiritual aspect. And they're going to do that one way or another before. So you got this new chip thing that they're going to put up in us that they want. the FDIC chip or whatever. I think that might be the mark of the beast, because at one point or another, they're going to force it upon everyone, and you're not going to be able to buy, trade, or sell unless you have this chip, I believe. I'm not saying that this is like quote unquote from the National Bureau of Money or whatever the fuck it's probably, you know. I'm not saying they're saying that, but I think it's gonna get to a point there, and they're gonna start making everyone get these chips, and they're gonna put all their information on there, this, that, the other thing. And then once they do that, they can start their transhumanist agenda and unplug our consciousness from our bodies, you know. So we can choose to do that now, or they're going to do it from us, is pretty much what the options that the globe elites are giving us when they tell you that you live on a ball, you're insignificant, you come from monkeys, you come from fish, who came from gas, who came from an explosion, who came from nothing. You know, so they want you just completely unplugged from the spiritual aspect. And once you realize that you're being lied to, that the earth isn't what you think it is, that reality is shifting in front of your eyes, that there's a chemtrail geoengineering agenda funded by the owner of Facebook and Microsoft, that the sun isn't what it used to be anymore. Once you start understanding all this stuff, the spiritual aspect of that is very heavy. It's very heavy. Because once you realize all those things are true, there's only one agenda. That's to capture your soul. Because they want you here, they want you physical, they want you materialistic, they need you here. You know? We're on the opposite, you know. We don't need everyone to wake up. We want everyone to wake up, but we'll take what we can get. They need everyone to be dumbed down. They need everyone to be a sheep. They need everyone to get these chips. They need everyone to want to upload their consciousness to a fucking robot to live on forever. And that's not going to work, because if you read the Bible, when God destroys the earth again, Armageddon, Judgment Day, it's going to be by fire. And what does fire do to metal? Melts it. Melts it. So you can't even be saved that way. It's ridiculous that people think they're going to get saved by an antichrist agenda. It's so crazy. Oh shit. I have no idea how I just turned that off. That's pretty cool. Just hop in the chat real quick. Oh man, you guys are crazy. Oh man. But yeah, if you guys haven't already, this is my buddy's father's channel, JT Reverse Brainwash. He does have a lot of controversial fucking videos, don't get me wrong, but don't get lost in all that stuff. But he's got a playlist. It's called the NASA Hoax Machine, and in that playlist, hidden somewhere, is his video, the NASA Hoax Machine. And this is one of the first videos that I watched, because it was my buddy's dad's video. You know, we had to watch it. And when we watched it, we were like, holy shit. You know what I'm saying? This was a gold mine back in the day. Like, you had some boiling stuff on there before he was like fucking out of his mind. You got, look at that. You know what I'm saying? You think this is real? Whoever thinks any of this is real is ridiculous. So you're telling me they came down in this, they got a hovercraft out of that, or a rover, whatever you want to call it, and then they took back off in that, and then they got the video of the capsule going back up to the ship, and who's recording that video? I'm just scrolling along to see if that's anywhere in here, because that's the funniest one of them all. Like, there's a video of the capsule leaving the moon, but how would they ever get that, you know? It's so crazy. Like, what'd they do? Forget one guy and they had to go get him back? It's so crazy. It's just obviously such a BS Hollywood production that they just put together to fool the Americans for the time being, because looking at it now, if you think that's real, you got something wrong with you. That's just my personal opinion. Don't come at me for shit. No, you should be coming at? You should be coming at NASA, because what I was talking about with this money agenda, you know how much NASA has been given by the U.S. government since its initiation in 58, 57, whenever it was? $601.31 billion. $600 billion. Where has that gone? What has that been? What have we gotten from that? Like, are you serious? Like $600 billion, and we don't have a moon base. We don't have space hotels. We don't have a colony on Mars. We don't even have a real fucking photo of the Earth from space with $600 billion of taxpayers' money. This is never mind all the money they've gotten from SpaceX, Virgin Mobile, all these other space outlets that are paying them to do rocket testing, to do more deception, pretty much. So we'll just give them the $600 billion. We'll call it that. What have they done with $600 billion? They've done nothing but put it in their pockets and laugh at you. The only thing that I can see that they have done is make a machine that makes fucking rainstorms. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't know what I'm talking about. Let's see what we got. YouTube. NASA Cloud Machine. You type it in, pops right up.
Hi.
Yeah, hi. Another fucking ad, dude. What does that look like? They're testing an engine? Kiss my ass. They're making rain, bro. They're making a cloud. They're making a thunderstorm. They're making something. Testing an engine. That's the biggest shit I've ever heard in my life. Because this was on an episode of Top Gear, that shitty fucking race car show, and they literally had a crew set up whichever way they were pointing their clouds, whichever way the frequencies were going to bring them after they went in the sky, and it started to rain artificially. Like, are you serious? This is the only thing that I can see that NASA has done, is just geoengineered. They've taken your money and now they're fucking you with it. It's ridiculous. So ridiculous. I can't believe that. Like, it's so easy to find too, because just look up NASA. I think I was looking up NASA yearly budget, and that was one of the things that popped right up. Okay, yeah. Since its inception, the United States has spent blah, 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 $600.31 billion in normal dollars, whatever the fuck that means, on NASA. It's so ridiculous. So ridiculous. And no one even cares that $600 billion of your money is gone. Gone, bro. So gone. Because where does the government get their money? Taxpayers. So we're paying NASA, we're paying Israel, we're paying all these motherfuckers just to fucking give us shitty Hollywood productions. They can't even give us a real picture of the Earth from space. Like, are you serious? NASA. We'll do that so we get all the NASA official ones. Like, you see what's wrong here? This is the stupidest one I ever seen. This is taken, I think, in 2015 or 16. Took a picture of the moon passing in front of the Earth. Like, if it really looked like that, photo of Earth from moon. Like, what is this stuff? Okay, if I'm on the moon and I'm looking at the Earth, that should pretty much take up my entire sky. But if I'm on the moon, I look at the Earth, it looks smaller than the moon. It's ridiculous. It's just lies in your face, people. Lies in your face. Oh my god, the heater came back on. I'm about to freaking roast up here. But these are all, NASA.gov, 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 NASA.gov. You got spaceu.com over here. We're not going to use that one, so we just find some good NASA.gov ones. Yeah, you got the ISS showing a curvature, and then you have everything towards the side and edges of the screen curving with it. So, fisheye lens, my friends. Fisheye lens. So ridiculous, dude. It's so ridiculous. Where's like the original picture? I'm just wondering why that's not like popping up with like Africa on it and shit. Oh, it is right here. Look at that. So look at this. This is from NASA 1979. The only picture taken of the Earth from space, mind you, through all the lunar missions, they only took one. And they got Antarctica, and they got a good part of Africa, and it just shows you it's just to confirm the lie, pretty much. Antarctica's at the bottom, and we're a globe. 1, 2. But this is NASA's picture of Africa in 1977 or 79. I'm sorry, and excuse me. Where the fuck was it? And this is Africa, apparently 1/3 the size, or 1/3 size down, so 2/3 the size pretty much. No Antarctica. Europe is for some reason the North Pole, and so is parts of Russia and China. Do you see what's wrong? Do you see what's wrong? I don't think you do. 2002, Blue Marble. Let's see if we can find the other awesome picture. Look at that. This is this is from NASA. I don't know why I couldn't find it, but I know it says alamy.com, but this is literally a NASA picture. So look at the United States. Look how small it is here. So from 2002 to 2016 or 17, it like doubled in size. So, oh, Jesus. It's ridiculous, people. It's so ridiculous. NASA is nothing but hoax. And, why would they lie to us? Because they need to lie to us. They need us to, give up our conscience willingly, which a lot of us are doing. And it's kind of sad, and, it's sad and fucked up, but, it is what it is. So, they're lying to us to get $600 billion, to hide the fact that God isn't real, to keep us thinking we came from nothing, to push science, to hide God, because if there's no God, there's no spiritual awakening. But we know that's not true, because what are we going through right now, ladies and gentlemen? The most craziest spiritual awakening ever. But shout out to all you guys in the chat. Much love. But I'm gonna get off here for the night. I gotta get up early for work tomorrow, so I'm heading out of here. God bless. Like, share, and subscribe. You guys have a good night. Thank you.